So I'm going to try to share more of my delightfully messy journey that isn't so delightful sometimes. Because as I read this awesome book by Waylon Lewis called It's Never Too Late to Fall in Love with Your Life, with is literally just a daily saying, quote, whatever, and then a little description. Like for me, I need a zero excuse rule, meaning if I'm feeling so fucking overwhelmed, unable to really be motivated or do anything, let alone get out of bed, I can read a page. And it's often helpful because this one is called Bravery. Genuine bravery looks tough on the outside, but feels awkward on the inside. I like that. Sometimes everybody just looks poised and perfect and fabulous and oh, it doesn't look like they're struggling at all, and I feel like a sloppy, frumpalicious dinosaur that's, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't look pretty doing it. Judgment, judgment, judgment. Anyway, sometimes we have to step into these areas that feel so fucking scary. And I think it's important to remember that it's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel so awkward. So what Waylon writes is bravery is such a misnomer. You hear it, you think warrior, tough, hero, champion. But bravery is a 12-year-old shaking, refusing to be bullied. Bravery is a spouse breathing deep through frustration. Bravery is a videoing a cat caller, ignoring or calling out a troll, daring to offer some reasonable fact in a hateful social media mob thread. Bravery might look tough in our imagination, but it feels awkward on the inside. Bravery feels like fear, it sounds like nervousness, it looks like awkward, because it is only by staying in the fear that we may relax through it and discover real fearlessness. Then we become brave. So an example of that, I thought bravery was renting a motorcycle in Costa Rica and going to Panama by myself without really knowing the area. No, there's a little stupidity in there that could be brave, but bravery for me was yesterday telling my one therapist that I was also seeing another therapist and having these feelings of like a tiny little child that was so scared to be called bad. Like I did something bad and I'm gonna be reprimanded for it and I'm gonna disappoint somebody. And those feelings of disappointing somebody are so, so big, bigger than that fear of getting on a motorcycle. And I still have to say something. And I even shared while I started crying, which felt so embarrassing. I'm like, why am I crying? I just need to tell you, and this is weird, and I'm afraid to lose you, and all this shit started coming up. And what's really cool is I can reflect on that, and the fact that I shared with her that I was scared, and that this is coming up for me, and I don't like even not liking my own feelings. I get meta with it. I'm like, I'm not liking that I'm not liking my feelings. Oh, and I'm not liking that I'm not liking that I'm not liking my feelings. Oh my God. It was really vulnerable, and it helped me recognize that I can still step into vulnerability. I'm having more and more interactions with people where maybe I'm coming at it at a better time. I'm speaking up a little bit more. I'm telling friends things that I've been afraid to tell them, that I don't like, that I want change with, because I've been so afraid of losing the relationship. There's such a desire to feel belonging. And that, for me, has been how I put value on myself. So it's really cool. I've been working years on this. Those little moments of, hey, Corinne, you can do this. Actually, doing this thing that may feel hard right now is going to be way better in the long run. And we've got proof in the past. Jumping off a cliff feels like there's a wall of fear, but when we actually jump, the wall's not there. And oftentimes that fear turns into excitement. It could take an hour for me to jump off a cliff, but then after I jump, I'm going again and again and again. So you can do it. Be awkward. Be brave.